everyone. I'm Terry.
And I'm Angel.
And today we have a 6-month raw update from my baby. And babe, why don't you just tell us what you've been up to for the last 6 months and really some of the different transformational things that you've seen from the last video that we did for the audience.
Okay, awesome. Well, this is actually very exciting. When I woke up this morning, I realized that yesterday was my 6 months being raw. So I said to Terry, oh my God, it's been 6 months. And then he was very ready to do a video. So hopefully you'll enjoy this and just sort of the ride I've been on.
Absolutely.
And you know, it hasn't been perfect because I'm not perfect. Sorry, newsflash, I'm not perfect. But no, and just being honest, because I really do want to share the journey in all honesty. It's been a wonderful journey through the whole thing. It's just been a learning situation, me staying motivated, which really, I gotta tell you, was probably the easiest part because the motivation comes from the way that you feel. So when you're drawing motivation from the way that your body feels, I actually find that easier for myself because I do not like the feeling of being tired, of being sluggish, of my body just feeling like I'm not where I could be optimally.
Right.
And so that's really tough for me personally. So it was easy and is easy to stay motivated through that feeling. So through the journey, you know, as you knew, we did a 90-day journey. It was just amazing. Like I saw the difference in my skin. I saw the difference in my energy, even though I had tons of energy and, you know, lack of brain fog and all of that on the whole food plant-based lifestyle, just that in general, because I am a huge advocate of that lifestyle for anybody. But for me, as you know, going through some pretty traumatic situation in my life that I'm still working through, it. And that really has taken its toll on me. And so seeking for even further food to nourish my body and feel better through that type of stuff, because obviously I don't believe for myself the prescription intervention and things like that. Not that that isn't right for other people when needed, but for me, that's
not right for you.
Not right for me. So through this journey, I've been doing me, do Angel for Angel. And so that's been really helpful for my moods and the way that I'm trying to feel as I'm trying to work through not only this raw food journey, but some personal journeys for myself. Terry's obviously continued to be my rock, my biggest support, my everything. So really, this would probably all be impossible without him. But so the first 90 days was great from a feeling perspective and whatever. And then I just kept continuing on. I'm like, this is amazing. There's no reason why I wouldn't do it. And then what I was really thriving for and to bring to YouTube and to all of you was recipes that you could either have raw or cooked. So I felt like that was something different than maybe you could get anywhere else. Like here's versions all the time of foods that you could eat raw if you want to live a raw lifestyle. They're raw, they're delicious. And then here's a way that we can cook these too. So sort of bringing you something different, and so that still supporting everybody who lives any type of vegan lifestyle, because I'm all for it.
That's a good point, because a lot of the questions, a lot of the information coming from the viewers in terms of, you know, why did you go raw? Making your recipes whole food, plant-based, or cooked versus raw, and what are some of the differences? And we had a lot of differences. One of the things that a lot of our viewers, I wouldn't say struggle with, but it's just a reality, is that maybe they want to take a raw journey, but other members of their household are not raw, and they want cooked food, or they don't even want whole food, plant-based food. They want regular food. And we hear that constantly, how that struggle is, and how that it's just a day-to-day type of thing that they deal with.
Yeah.
Can you talk to that a little bit about, how maybe our viewers can kind of deal with that and work through that?
Absolutely, honey. And that's a great point, because I know that that's tough. I don't live in a household where I have somebody eating the standard American diet. Terry is high raw. He does eat some cooked foods. That's what works for Terry. Terry's doing Terry, and I think it's great, and he's thriving on it. Obviously, look at him. He's amazing. But so we do that, and I totally support it, because it's still whole food, plant-based. There's nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong with Terry eating some cooked vegetables, or rice, or a stir fry. I mean, it's beautiful, right? This is wonderful foods. So I think for me, if you're living with somebody, or to Terry's point, you're not being supported, I think it would be kind of like if somebody needed to take, I don't know, blood pressure medication, or cholesterol medication, or medication for their diabetes, or something that they required to ensure that they could get through to the next day. These things that they are doing to save their lives, these things that they require.
Right.
And you said to them, well, I don't support you taking those medications, or I don't support you going to physical therapy, or I don't support, then what? So then they just can't survive because you don't support it. Well, it's the same thing. And I know that maybe sounds over dramatic or something, but when I look at the foods that we eat, I look at that as our prescriptions.
Right.
These are our prescriptions for life. This is what we do to thrive and survive. And these foods are so critical for our health, because if we eat other foods, or maybe the things that other people perhaps would rather have you eat that are not part of your lifestyle, it could hurt you.
Sure, no, absolutely.
So that you would have to take some type of medication, or under some kind of care for something that your body is not liking very much. So for me, it's the same thing. And again, like I've said before on this channel, and I'll continue to say it, if somebody truly loves you, you're not asking them to change and be you, even though that would be beautiful and make life so nice. But you're not asking them to do that. You're just asking for support. If somebody loves you, they will support you. Right. Especially if you're not trying to hurt yourself. You're not asking somebody to support you and, continuing with your nicotine habit, or
something that's abusive, or something that's going to hurt you, right?
Yes,
absolutely.
Exactly. So that's really, maybe you could talk to your loved ones about, I support you in everything that you have to do and the way that you have to live your life. I'm just looking for support, and then get them excited. And maybe a couple days a week, they could live your lifestyle with you. Right. These could be our date nights, Wednesday and Friday, we have date night, or family night.
I love it. It's a great idea.
Everybody pitches in.
I love it.
And cooks a wholesome meal, and then says, wow, I'm really impressed with what I did. This tastes like, or better than, whatever that is. So maybe you start to implement something like that. Summer's coming, it's spring, and implement something fun for your family.
I love that
idea. 2 nights a week, we're going to do this, or 3 nights, and then work it up to 3 nights and 4 nights. And next thing you know, everybody wants to. Right. So maybe that's a way, or a different approach to having fun with it.
No, I like that idea, because then now you're engaging the family. You're bringing the family together. It's something that everyone can collaborate on and work together on and make it fun. It's healthy. So no, that's a great idea, babe. That's a real good idea.
Just something I thought of off this top.
And I was telling Angel earlier, so we went for a 7-mile walk this morning.
Today. And not intentional. Let's just be clear that it wasn't intentional, right?
No.
We woke up and we went for a walk ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. We went for a walk, and we were talking and walking and thinking, and especially
before we knew it, we were like, oh
my
gosh, we went 7 miles.
7 miles is like, wow. And it wasn't flat the whole way either, so that's a whole nother thing. But so it was a nice workout. But what I was going to say is that, some of the things that we talked about, and some of the things that always come up on the daily, in terms of, what are we going to have for dinner, and what are we going to make? I think I have it easy. I was telling you, I think I have it easy, being high raw and still being whole food plant-based, because the unbelievable recipes and different combinations of food that you come up with. So it's easy for me. So, I don't think I take it for granted, but to your point, having that support and having people, rally around you and your loved ones rally around you is so important. And making fun and making it engaged and making everyone, kind of feel involved, with being healthy and eating healthy, especially, your younger kids as you teach and help them, like we're doing with our grandson, teaching him and helping him, from a very, 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 very early age. I mean, less than 2 years old, and he loves fruit and vegetables like no tomorrow.
There's no tomorrow.
It's incredible.
That's
right?
what he knows.
That's all he knows.
So
right.
that stuff's delicious to him.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. And I will tell you that we try to have a date night once a week. So last night was our date night. So for date night, we made crab cake sandwiches with a crabby sauce. And we made a sort of a teriyaki style cucumber salad. And it was like cucumber noodles and stuff. So it was an amazing dinner, and we felt so good afterwards. And we are gonna put those recipes on the app, so they'll be coming to you in the next couple of weeks, very, very shortly, because the app is almost there. But
honey, so good point. So talk to the audience a little bit about the app, and then your whole motivation behind it, because I think it'd be nice for everyone to kind of know.
Yeah. So the motivation behind the app was just, how else do we reach into the community and continue to help people and make it more convenient, And so that's where we came up with the app. And I found a developer. I started working with this development company, and it was a pretty big investment. But it really meant a lot, because this is all part of our journey, Terry and I's journey, to continue to touch the community. And with the app, you'll be able to access everything 24 hours a day, 7 days a week from your phone. You don't have to go to a computer, and you can click through, and it's just amazing how it works. When I was working with the developer, I said the most important thing is it's user-friendly and easy to use. I don't want anybody to have a PhD on how to get through an app. Very intuitive, user-friendly, easy, click, click, click. And then we took it a step further, and now integrating a brand new website with the app. So what you see on the app is what you'll see on the website. You'll have printable capabilities. So we took it so much further than the original vision. But again, it was about reaching into the community and making all of this convenient, easy for you to understand, tons of videos. So not only can you read about it, but you can watch it. And anything that Terry and I can do to support everybody and just feeling better, reaching their goals of being ultimately healthy, or losing weight, or just feeling better mentally, getting better skin, more clarity.
Absolutely.
There's so many things, dealing with arthritis, dealing with irritable bowel syndrome, all these things that being a plant-based eater can resolve.
I love it. And a couple things. So I can't take credit for this app. This app was Angel's idea. I mean, she's been gracious enough to bring me along in the journey, and she's just been unbelievable. Some of the features, we're going to keep that as a surprise. They are unbelievable. So in the coming weeks, we'll come out with some of the features of the app, number one. But number two, like Angel said, this is a part of us growing our community, growing our whole food plant-based community for you.
Right.
And, our plant-based love community that we've basically built from the ground up has been beautiful. It's been wonderful. It's paid dividends. And this is just another way that we can bring,
dividends in here.
Exactly.
In here. These types
exactly.
Like
back to you. Intrinsic. Exactly. Intrinsic. Bring it back to you so that you can, just enjoy, some of the wonderful, recipes and things that we have to offer, right, babe?
Everything in the app. So I'm so glad Terry brought that up. But we are not going to digress from the raw food journey, because I have some things I would like to share that happened during this journey. So did I stay 100% raw? I did. Stayed 100% raw for 5 months. And then we had a family emergency that came up, which is fine. Things happen. Terry and I had to, leave home for a week and go and, be with our family and the emergency that we had. And we're so blessed that we could be there and do that.
Absolutely.
And so that added a little bit of stress and trauma to our life. I stayed raw pretty much the whole time there. And then when I came home, I was just tired and beat, and I kept saying to Terry, I'm craving beans and rice. I'm craving beans and rice. I know this sounds funny to everybody, like, okay. But so I had the beans and rice. I actually asked my son to make it for me because he's one of the best cooks I know. And he made me beautiful beans and rice, and it was amazing, and I really enjoyed it. And then that one beans and rice led to a whole week of eating a lot more cooked food than I hadn't eaten any cooked food in 5 months. And so I ate cooked food for a week, not at every meal by any stretch of the imagination, but mainly at dinner time. So even one night, was so busy with the app and work, and Terry's working and whatever, and he was so kind, what can I do? And I was like, just get me vegan Chinese food. And I know this is totally honest and whatever, I hope nobody's mad at me, but honesty is the best policy. And if you want people to be successful, go tell them the truth, that life is not peaches and roses all the time and that stuff happens.
Right.
So I'm just being honest. So we went, and Terry went, and he got exactly what I wanted. Rice with vegetable. It was rice with vegetables, and it was rice noodles or vermicelli with vegetables. That's what it was. But there's still, and they made it was all vegan. There was nothing to worry about. But they're sauteing that in oil. And even though you can ask all you want, but it tasted way too good. I was like, this is insane.
Right.
So that I had one night, and then after a week, I put on like 3 pounds that quick. I was falling down on exercising just because we left home. It got all crazy. So I came out of my environment, and I should adjust better, quite frankly, because there was plenty of opportunity. There's no excuse. It's on me 100%. Right. There's no excuse. Terry worked out every day, so why couldn't I? Okay, there's just no excuse. I can sit here and say, oh, woe is me, this happened to me, I couldn't do it, and that's all crap. I'm here to tell you it's crap. So then I came home, ate cooked food for a week, and didn't work out for another week. And then finally, at the end of that week, I was like, wow, what is wrong with me? I just don't feel like myself. And I guess I felt what it felt like to eat raw and to eat so darn clean for 5 months, like ridiculously clean. It's like, Mr. Clean was inside of me, and then I did that, and I just felt tired. I was yawning. I was sleepy during the day. It was unbelievable. Probably had a lot to do with ordering out the Asian food because I'm sure that had a lot of toxic things in that I shouldn't eat, but it was good.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie, it was really good. So I went back to fully raw, and I believe it or not, I'm so glad it happened because I was raw for 5 months, and I was eating a lot of gourmet nuts and seeds. Terry wasn't, because we are very keen on his blood pressure and those types of things. But for me, I was eating nuts and seeds, which is fine, but in moderation. Like a handful of seeds is great, but not like half a pound.
Right.
So anyhow, again, just being honest and fully transparent. And so after I went through my week of eating cooked food, in addition to my ordering out Chinese, I went back to raw and doing it in a more natural and clean version over the past, I guess it's been 3 weeks now since I've been back. My few extra pounds I put on are gone. See you later, alligator. And it was like, no, not even trying, but I'm eating more. I'm eating a ton of fruit, and I'm eating I'm saving my really savory meal for at night at dinner, because I love dinner. I know you'll hear people all your life, breakfast is the most important meal of the day, or maybe people think lunch and you should scale down at dinner and have a cup full of food. No, I'm hungry at dinner, and I have been doing deprivation from eating since I've been 5 years old, or when I really started to realize, weight was an issue, probably more like 10 years old. So for 41 years. And so I'm not doing deprivation ever again in my life, because I've learned over the past 3 years on a whole food plant-based diet, you don't have to live like that. So that's never happening again. And so I do like a savory meal at night, and I do cook a savory meal at night. It's raw, but that's when I use the wonderful sauces, and I make yummy sauces with nuts or tahini or whatever I'm doing. My biggest fan. So, and I make those meals, and they're so delicious and they're so satisfying, but I'm eating all day as well. So maybe you're wondering, well, what do you eat in a day? So let's just share. I start out every day now, I have been for the past 3 weeks, with celery juice, because it has helped my digestion so much. I have had heartburn my entire life. I mean, I don't know what it is, but I have had heartburn pretty much my whole life, as long as I can remember. And I have to take Tums or whatever. They're not really great to be taking a lot of either, because it's just chemicals. But it has helped with my heartburn. It has helped with my digestion. When I first started, I just do 16 ounces in the morning on an empty stomach, and I just suck it up. When I first started doing it, I was like, whoa, it tasted really salty. I just couldn't believe it. But now it just, hey, it's almost, I don't want to say I crave it, but I do look forward to it, because I can kind of feel it going in and nourishing my body.
Right.
And Terry's now started drinking celery juice too, because he's like, I kind of like what you're doing here. I want to try it. So he bit the bullet.
I'm on the celery train in the morning. Absolutely.
You're on the celery train. I love it. So I'm making 2 celery juices in the morning, 16 ounces. So I start my day off like that. Then I wait for at least a half hour till I eat anything. So sometimes it's a half hour, sometimes it's an hour, sometimes it's 2 hours, depending on when I'm hungry, because I still listen to my body.
Right.
And then I will eat usually a mono meal, grapes, watermelon, and I'm talking about enough grapes, enough watermelon, enough mango, or whatever it is that I'm eating, a lot of. Again, no deprivation. I eat till I'm full. I'm not thinking there's a lot of sugar in those grapes, so there's a lot of sugar in the watermelon. It's just not even crossing my mind.
Right.
And then,
honey, when you say mono meal, what do you mean by mono meal?
Just one type of fruit at that meal. And it doesn't have to be that way. You could eat 50 different kinds of fruit, or you could eat a fruit salad. But I'm saying for me, it's just easy, and I'm doing it, and it makes it easy. So mono meals, thanks honey, in case nobody knows, it's just a mono meal is just mono one.
Okay.
And so either whatever kind of fruit I feel like having, I have a little tip. I've been buying this wonderful frozen mango and putting it in my fridge, and then I don't even have to cut it. So if I'm really in a hurry, I love the fresh mango. I probably have 10 or 15 in my fridge right now, but it's so nice, and it's so juicy, and it's just yummy.
So yummy, so good.
Yum, 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 yum.
And I never thought that the frozen mango, once it's defrosted in the refrigerator, that it would taste that fresh. It is unbelievable.
It's so sweet, right?
It's so sweet.
It's almost sinful.
Unbelievable.
So I just eat things like that. I do the same thing throughout the day. At lunch, if I want to have some salad, sometimes I'll make a smoothie if I want that. Sometimes I'll make a smoothie, or sometimes I'll make a smoothie bowl if I feel like eating something with a spoon, or having something more substantial. I do have a major addiction to nuts, but I mean, I tend to be addicted to food, and I understand that, and I'm being real about that. That's a hard thing to come to terms with in your mind, that I'm a food addict. But when you are like that, and I've had to keep my weight down my whole life. It's not really sexy on our channel, because I don't say this is my 120-pound weight loss and look at me and how I maintain it, but that is the truth.
Right.
We don't
publicize
publicize
it or glamorize
it
or anything
glamorize
like that.
it. It's not sexy, but for our channel, and we really do focus on the healthy and how you feel inside or whatever. But the truth be told is that it's the 120 pounds that I've maintained, and on a whole food, plant-based lifestyle for the past 3 years. It's been the easiest road I've ever been on with all my yo-yo dieting, working out 2 and 3 times a day, hurting my back, hurting my hips, hurting everything, just trying to keep the weight off, eating once a day and, 3 almonds or whatever, with exaggeration, but you get what I mean.
Right. Deprivation, right?
Yeah, deprivation, counting out 10 little pretzels or 1 string cheese or, an 8-ounce yogurt. I don't have to do that, and that's wonderful. So,
and I've just seen from the outside just how much this has helped your overall just persona in terms of you trying to get better, and getting back into when we kind of when you just fell off from not eating raw and then coming back to eating raw,
that quick,
just
right?
your energy level starting back to working out. So I've seen it from the outside in.
That's cool.
And it's been transformational. The whole thing's been transformational, but it's just been incredible. So
that's cool to hear, because I haven't heard that or seen that through Terry's eyes yet. That's really cool. Thank you for sharing that, honey. You see my energy, my pep in my step back.
Right,
is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
And I feel different too. Like when I was doing that or ordering my Chinese food, I was not sleeping well at night. I had indigestion, agita so bad. It was unbelievable, getting me up at night and just feeling tired during the day. Now, when I'm tired at night, 10 o'clock, boom. I get up in the morning, at least be somewhere between 5 and 6, and I'm up and I feel good. It was so easy. I wanted to get back on the treadmill and whatever. It wasn't because I had to. I felt the energy that I wanted to. And so it's just a different feeling. And the reason why I say I'm so glad that all these things happen and that this transpired this way is, number one, because I can share and I can be honest and true and say to everybody, nobody's perfect. And that doesn't mean from this day forward I'll be perfect. Nope. I live every day and then the next day and then the next day. Nothing is forever.
Right.
And you just have to live your truth, yourself. I am being so intentional about everything I am doing. I am not bringing news into my life. I feel so bad for the things that I hear on the news or used to hear on the news, but I can't right now in my life because I am trying to feel better, period, across the board. I interact with people and things that make me happy, that bring me positive. I try to, get some sun in my face at least 15 minutes a day, and just being really intentional about everything I'm doing. And some days it feels selfish, especially from a mother and a wife and a Nona. You can feel selfish doing that, but sometimes for your own health, you have to do it. So that's where I'm really at in my life. So I'm back on. It's been 6 months. I had 1 week of a little hiatus. It taught me a great lesson. It got me off of some of the fat that I was supplementing with through my addiction to whatever I'm being addicted to. All of my cravings are gone. I'm sitting here thinking about some of the Chinese. I just can't even believe I did that. I'm actually pretty disappointed. But you know what? Every day is a lesson. And
It is. And we aren't perfect.
I'm not perfect. And you know what? Terry never one time beat me up and said, "Angel, what are you doing? He never one time made me feel guilty or bad. He supported me.
Absolutely.
Honey, how is it? Blah, blah, blah. Angel, why aren't you working out? None of that. None of that. It was all on me to feel better. So I get full support. And while Terry, I got to watch him continue on his trajectory of what he was doing. It's just like, I need to get it together. So I am feeling much better. I'm back to my fighting weight, or the weight that I'm normal to be at. And I'm learning. So as I learn, I'm going to share share these things with all of you. And I think as I start to feel stronger and want to share more about my life and where I've been and some of my journeys and some of the things that I'm going through, I want to get prepared to share those things. It's just I'm not ready.
Right.
So
Right. Well, when you're ready, we'll share them, and it'll be the right time, and it'll be the right thing for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. So for now, some really exciting things, like Terry said, the app, I'm thinking a week or two tops. Oh my gosh, fingers crossed. So I hope you enjoy it. And thank you all for supporting us for the last several years that we've been on YouTube. And
Absolutely.
everything we're doing. Stay true to yourself. Stay strong. Don't ever say I can't. It's always I can. There's no excuse. Just like me not working out. Oh, people, I wanted to make excuses. Here's all the reasons why I can't do that. You know, but I'm not going to be dishonest with myself.
No, and I appreciate that, honey. And I mean, we love you guys, and we thank you for all the support and all the different comments and suggestions and recommendations you have. It's been great for us.
Yeah, super
right?
helpful.
And if you like this video, like this video, honey, I just got to tell you, you've been unbelievable and incredible. Just sharing, a little bit about yourself and sharing more a little bit about yourself and being willing to share more. So that's been incredible. So
thank you for your support, honey. Can't do it without Terry. And I hope you appreciate the honesty. It's hard to come on here and share some of these things, but when you have a mission to help other people, it just somehow makes it easier. I feel like I'm talking to people that genuinely care about Terry and I. That's how I feel.
Absolutely.
So it makes it nice. And I'm going to continue to be honest and tell you about my imperfections, but continue to ride this road, because this one thing about this lifestyle, we love it. We're in love, we're sold. That is the one thing I know that is forever.
Absolutely.
That's forever.
Absolutely.
And me and you.
Absolutely. Oh, thank you, honey. Thank you.
Okay.
So if you like this video, like this video. If you like us,
please subscribe.
We love you guys, and we cannot wait to bring you more great content and more about us.
Absolutely.
So take care.
Bye.